Hey everybody, welcome back to Combat Loop Techniques and Tactics, Lesson 2. Before I go on, I'm going to throw this high-tech graphic up on the screen. That's my email address for the Academy and for my business, rpmaa1@gmail.com. Send me any email missives you would like regarding purchasing combat loops or any questions you might have. In any case, today is lesson 2. Lesson 1, we learned how to form strong connections to the combat loop. Now we want to learn how to break strong connections. It's pretty easy to break simple connections like this. I simply open my hand. If I hook my fingers through and there's a pulling force exerted, I simply point my fingers in the direction of the pull. That's all pretty obvious. But the more I wrap it, the more involved I get with the grip. So here let's start with a simple half wrap or a half loop where it just goes around the back of the wrist and I use my fingers. Now as the pull is being exerted, it can feel a little alarming until you realize it's your own thumb and your own fingers that are keeping it connected. All I have to do is open my fingers and keep my finger pointed. And no matter how hard I can pull with this grip, which is a profound amount of pulling power you can exert, you can just instantly free yourself by pointing your fingers and tucking your thumb to the center of your palm. Now let's add an extra loop. Let's see if it becomes more difficult to free ourselves from this connection. So again, I can exert a pretty strong pulling force, and even now when I point my hand, it's feeling a little more stuck. But all I have to do is what I call the fish. I just keep supinating and pronating my forearm until this 1.5 loops just pops out. Let's try 2.5 loops, which creates 3 bands around my arm. So I exert a powerful pulling force, I point the hand, and I just keep doing the fish until it pops off. Now, twists, as I said in the last video, are relatively meaningless until I add in my other hand. So let's move from one-handed grips to two-handed grips. I'm going to form 1.5 loops on this end, no loops on the other end, and I'm going to put a few twists in. This is a really useful combat grip, so you want to really feel comfortable getting out of it quickly. It's always going to be easier to free the hand that doesn't have the extra loops. So I can simply pull against that hand and point, and I'm going to pop off every time. Put a few more twists in here. This one's a little more problematic. As I exert that pulling force, by the time this many twists are here, an extra loop, it's probably not going to pop off immediately. But I can still get it out with a different method. And that is, I take 1 or 2 fingers from this hand, and I just insert and pull, and it'll come right out. It almost doesn't matter what I catch. I can pull in here, and I can pull here, and I'll get good results either way. I'm not going to lie, the best place to pull is going to be at the loop here, and it pops right out. So again, I've got lots of loops, lots of twists. I feel like I'm really stuck. Just send one hand over to the other hand and pop it out. And now this one comes out pretty easily. So I think you'll see that if you just get yourself a loop and practice some, it's actually hard to tie yourself so tightly into this thing that you can't almost instantly get out of it. That's a very useful skill set to learn. You don't want to feel like this thing is trapping you. You want to use it to hit, intimidate, trap, and pull on your opponent. You don't want any of those things happening to you. So I hope you found this useful. In the next video, we're going to start talking about moving the rope from one hand to the other, switching grips around in preparation for doing more complex manipulations with the combat loop. Have a good evening. Try to practice.